excitement reaches its peak. I am in Russia. So the song that I'm going to sing is called Shri Radha Krpa kataksa. I should give you a better one. Ravindra, come here. Nishigananda. Harinananda. So this is called Radha Krpa kataksa Stavaraj. Stavaraj means king of the glorification, the greatest of all glorification of Srimati Radharani's sidelong glance of mercy. Radharani's merciful sidelong glance, Kripa Kataksha. The king of prayers, which petitions the most merciful sidelong glance of Srimati Radharani. I don't know. This is by Srila Rupa Goswami. It's not by Rupa Goswami. It is by Lord Shiva. Then it says, puts in bracket, spoken by Shiva to Gauri in the Urdhvanaya Tantra. Urdhvanaya Tantra is one of the scriptures in that Lord Shiva is actually glorifying Srimati Radharani. Isn't it wonderful? Lord Shiva's glorification of Srimati Radharani. And you know, Lord Shiva is the exponent of music. One of the exponents of music is Lord Shiva. Another one is Narad Muni. So, and you can see from this description of this glorification, this poem. Munindra Vrindavardite Triloko Shoko Harini Prashanna Bhakta Pankajeni Kunja Bhubilashini Brajendra Bhanu Nandini Brajendra Sunu Sangati Kada Karishya Shihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. So, can you say it after me? Munindra Brinda Vandite Triloko Shoko Harini Prashanna Bhaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhubilashini Brajendra Bhanu Nandini Brajendra Sunu Sangati Kada Karishya Shihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. The translation goes like, adored by the host of great sages, she drives away the grief of the three spheres. Her face, like a lotus, blooms with joy. Delighting in love's games in secret groves, she is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu and lives in the heart of the son of the king of Vraja. When will she shower upon me her sidelong glance of overflowing grace? Ashoko Vriksha Vallari Vitana mandapasthite Prabhala bala pallava Prabharunam krikomale Bara bhayas furat kare Prabhuta sampadalaye Kada korishya shivamam Kripa kataksa bhajanam. She rests upon a flower throne beneath a canopy of creepers of boughs of Ashoka. Her lotus feet are lustrous red like coral, yet as soft as newly sprouted leaves. Her hand is eager to give the blessings of fearlessness. She is the abode of abundant opulences. When will she shower upon me her sidelong glance of overflowing grace? Ananga ranga mangalo Prasanga bhangu raprubam Shri vibhramam Shabhibhramam shashambramam Driganto bhanu patanam Nirantaram poshikrita Protita nanda nandane Kada korishya shivamam Kripa kataksha bhajanam. By charming movements, her arched eyebrows are the colorful stage of the play of love. By casting the arrow news of her rolling and love-laden sidelong glance, she perpetually holds captive the unswerving allegiance of Sri Nandanandan. When will she shower upon me her sidelong glance of overflowing grace? Torit Shuvarna Champako Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Prashasta Koti Sharadendra Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sanchara Chakora Shavalochane Kada Korishya Shivamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. As lightning's radiant illumination, or gold, or the blossoms of the champaka, is the fairness of her limbs. The shining brilliance of her face defeats the glory of a million moons of Sharad. Like young chakoras, her restless eyes skip to and fro, as if bewildered by strange and dazzling scenes at each new moment. When will she shower upon me her sidelong glance of overflowing grace? So we'll just sing these 4 stanzas. Like the idea? Or do you want to sing the whole thing? Let's do it. 4 will be fine, and then you can sing a rest at home. Munindra Vrindavandite Triloko Shoko Harini Prashanna Bhaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilash Shri Homa Kripa Kata Krita Pratita Nanda Nandane Kadakari Shashi Homa Kripa Kataksha Kripa Kataksha Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय। श्रीमती राधा रानी दक्षिण जराष्टमी महोत्सव की जय। गौर So Munindra Vrinda Vandite. Munis are the exalted saintly personality. Vrinda means collective of them, hosts of them. When all these saintly personalities offer their prayers to Srimati Radha. Triloko Shoko Harini. She steals away, she mitigates the sufferings of the three worlds. She is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, Brajendra Bhanu Nandini, and Brajendra Sunu Sangate. She is always associated with the son of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braja. So this is how Lord Shiva is glorifying Srimati Radharani. Today I was driving by that other temple in Venetia. I was asking Hari Namananda, how is that temple doing? And he was telling me that all Shivaites are going there. But the thing is that Lord Shiva is glorifying Srimati Radharani. They are going to see Lord Shiva there, and Lord Shiva is coming here to see Shiva. It's very unfortunate that these so-called Hindus, they don't have any understanding. They're so confused, so badly misled. And it's all because they don't have the understanding about the difference between Devas and Bhagavan. Devas, Prabhupada identified the Devas as demigods, whereas Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in English, all the Devas and Devis and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are lumped in one category, God. Gods and at the most gods and goddesses. They all have been lumped in. But it's important to understand the difference between Devta and Bhagavan. This Indra, Chandra, Varun, Surya, Ganesh, they all are Devas. And Saraswati, Lakshmi, they all are Devis. And among the Devas, the greatest is Lord Shiva. Therefore he is Mahadev, or Devadidev, the Deva of the Devas. And Mahamaya, Durga, is Mahadevi. But Krishna's too Bhagavan Swayam. See how badly the Hinduism has been misconstrued or misrepresented and misunderstood. Just one concept we can see that they think people, even the Hindus think that Hinduism is a polytheistic religion. But is Hinduism polytheistic or monotheistic? Hinduism believes in one God. And Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now you see why we have to preach. Now you see why you have to preach. Take out the responsibility and preach and give the knowledge to people. Don't be miserly. You have got the greatest spiritual wealth and keep it in your safe deposit vault and secure your spiritual life. Give it to others, and that is how the difference will take place. Those who are claiming to be Hindus, give them the understanding. And what a wealth of wisdom is there, what a wealth of information is there. Like just consider, like these other religions claim themselves or proud of themselves of being monotheistic. that they believe in one God. But what is the understanding of their God? Yes, they believe in one Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Christianity believes in God, God the Father, but any more information is not available. Is there any other information beyond that? God the Father. How does the Father look like? How does the Father look like? An old man with flowing beards. Does it fit the profile of the Supreme Personality of God? Why God should be old? Is old age a beautiful part of your life? Does anybody want to become old? No. Do you look most beautiful when you're old? What is the most beautiful phase of your life? Youth, the budding youth, 15, 16 years old age. That is the age. And that is how the Supreme Personality of Godhead looks like. Adyam Purana Purusham Navajovanamcha. Navajovanamcha. Although he is the primal Lord, he is the oldest. Adyam. He is the original personality. He is the oldest of all, Purana Purusham. But Navajovanamcha. So that is the difference. Is there anybody who is 15 years old here? How old are you? 16. Stand up. 18. Look at him. Thank you. Isn't he handsome? And look at me. So God is the most beautiful personality. Navajovanamcha. Yang Shama Sundaram Achinta Gunaswarupam. His beautiful Sham Sundar form is the reservoir of all endless qualities, endless divine qualities. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some reporters were interviewing Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was, so that was in New York, and Prabhupada very boldly told them that if you want to know about God, you can come to me. I can give you all the information about God. I can tell you what he looks like, what his name is, where he lives, what he does, and I can even give you his telephone number. So keep dialing, and he'll get the answer. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare.
So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the reservoir of pleasure. He is the reservoir of pleasure. Anandamayam Prasad. And his ananda, his joy, is derived from his very special quality called Ladini Shakti, pleasure-giving potency. The Lord has a potency that is responsible for all his pleasures. So Lord's ananda, he is anandamaya, and his ananda is derived from this pleasure potency. And that is personified as Srimati Radharani. There is no difference between the energy and energetic. Energy is a part of the energetic. Energy is not different from the energetic. Krishna is the energetic and Radharani is his energy. So this energy is coming from the energetic, but actually the energy is also a part of the energetic. Krishna predominantly has three different potencies: Sandhini, Sambit and Ladini. Sandhini potency is the existence aspect. That we are existing. We have our entity, we have our identity. That is actually coming from the Sandhini Shakti. We are conscious. That consciousness is coming from the Sambit potency. And do you want to enjoy? Do you want to be joyful? Who wants to be joyful? Good, very good. And that is coming, that is the manifestation, or that is the influence of the pleasure potency. Ladini. Sandhini Shakti, Sambit Shakti, Ladini Shakti. So they are representing three different aspects. Sat, Chit, Anand. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means pleasure. So Krishna Sat is Satchidanandamaya. Krishna is eternal. Sat means eternally existing. Krishna is eternal. Krishna is fully conscious. Krishna is the source of all consciousness, Chit. And Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. That is Ananda, Satchidananda. Ishvara, Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna's form is consisting of these three spiritual aspects. And because we all are parts and parcels of Krishna, therefore we also are all Satchidananda. We are also Satchidananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. We are also eternal. We are also conscious. And we are also joyful. But our Satchidananda, our existence, our consciousness and our enjoyment is dependent upon our connection with Krishna. Because we are minute, our spiritual qualities are relative to our relationship or connection to Krishna. In this respect, a very beautiful example can be cited. A spark. A spark is fire. Is the spark fire? But when the spark comes out of the fire, then what happens? It falls in a heap of ash, becomes ash. When the spark comes out of the fire, for how long does it maintain its fiery qualities? Only for a very short while. We see the spark coming out, then it's extinguished. Similarly, when we become isolated, when we become separated from Krishna, then we lose our spiritual quality. And just next to Krishna is Maya, meaning material nature, material energy. And falling in the material nature, we become materialized as we have become now. The body is made of, what is our identity now? What is our identity now? Let's be honest. We identify ourselves with the body. If I ask you, what's your name? What's your name? Who are you? You are a super soul. Okay. All the best. Okay. So Sunil is the super soul's name or the body? Right. So who are you identifying yourself with? Body. Although by Prabhupada's mercy we got to know that we are spirits, not super spirits. Right? Super soul is actually Krishna, supreme soul. We are minute souls. So that's what happened to us. Don't we say, I am hungry? Who is hungry? Starved to be. So this way, or we say, I am happy. I am feeling the pain. I am very sad today. I am ecstatic. Who is experiencing all those things? What are they related to? I am sleepy. Who is feeling sleepy? The body. Who is hungry? The body. Who is feeling the pain? The body. So this is how we have become this body. We identify ourselves with the body. But is the body our real self? Is the body our real identity? That's what Krishna is reminding us in Bhagavad Gita. What did Krishna remind us in Bhagavad Gita? You are not your body, Arjuna. And through Arjuna, Krishna is teaching all of us. You are not this body. You are a spirit soul. Na jayate mriyate kadachi. The soul will never be born. And the soul will never die. So that is the real knowledge. Now see what happened to us? We have become matter. Body is made of matter, right? And when we identify ourselves with the body, that means we are identifying ourselves with matter. And actually we have become matter. Our existence, our consciousness, and our joy, Satchidananda, are related to the matter. As long as the body exists, we think we are existing. And when the body is conscious, we think we are conscious. When our consciousness is flowing through the body, we are conscious. And when the body is feeling happy, we feel we are enjoying. Why? Because we have become isolated from Krishna. We have become separated from Krishna. Now the spark coming out of the fire has become ash or lost its firing quality. Now if it wants to become fire again, what it should do? Put it back to the fire. It will become fire again. Similarly, when we become connected to Krishna, then we become spiritualized again. Spiritualized means we regain our spiritual qualities of Sat, Chit, Ananda. This body can never become Satchidananda. This body is diametrically opposed to Satchidananda. It is asat, temporary. It's achit, the body is unconscious. Let the soul leave the body and you'll see what happens to the body. Becomes dead. No consciousness, no life. And what to speak of Ananda? Miserable. Source of suffering. Source of suffering. Considering how many ways we can give pain to this body. Just put it under a running vehicle. What will happen? So in so many ways we can give pain to this body. This body is actually meant to receive pain. So that is what we have to understand. Now you got the information, right? You got all these information. But now we have to apply, practice. Now we realize we are actually a spiritual spark. but we lost our spiritual identity. How can we regain our spiritual identity? By being connected to Krishna. So Krishna, out of these three potencies, the most important one is his pleasure potency. Because Krishna is Anandamaya. He is Anandamaya. His whole business, the actual business of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is to enjoy. Therefore Krishna is Lila Purushottam. Through his pastimes, he is actually deriving his pleasure. And who provides all the pleasure to Krishna? Srimati Radha Krpa. And how this pleasure is generated? Is generated due to the loving exchange. Pleasure and love, aren't they interrelated? Joy and love. When two persons fall in love with each other, what becomes the source of their joy? When they're together, aren't they happy? So this love is the source of joy. So this is, Krishna derives his joy from his loving exchange. And Srimati Radharani is the greatest source of Krishna's enjoyment. And this enjoyment is derived through not just with one person. There is a huge arrangement. And that arrangement is Radharani's expansion. Radharani expands into all the gopis in Vrindavan. Then as Krishna expands, Radharani expands. Krishna becomes Vasudev in Dwarka. Who is Radharani then? In Dwarka, Satyabhama is Radharani. Then Krishna expands as Narayan. Then who becomes Krishna's consort? Lakshmi. Krishna expands as Ramchandra. Who becomes his consort? Sita Devi. So in this way, as Krishna expands, Krishna's pleasure potency also expands. In Vrindavan, which is the topmost region of the spiritual sky, where the Supreme Personality of Godhead enjoys in the most wonderful way, there Radharani expands into unlimited gopis. They are all Radharani's expansion. And through them, there is all these loving exchanges. Love is said in our scriptures, becomes intensified when there is an obstacle. Doesn't it make sense? A young boy is in love with a young girl. Try to stop them. What will happen? They'll become more desperate. So that is the thing. Like Krishna, loving exchange with Srimati Radharani has a very special feature. And the special feature is that there is obstacles. Radharani is apparently married. Apparently married. Radharani is, Krishna is the only Lord and Master of Srimati Radharani. We can see that Krishna's pleasure potency. How can she belong to anybody? But because love becomes intensified when it is obstructed, that's why there are this kind of obstructions. like Radharani is married to somebody else. And this obstruction makes Radharani's love for Krishna even more intense. Makes it even more intense. And not only her husband, she's married apparently, she thinks she is married, everybody thinks she is married. But she has a mother-in-law who is always trying to stop her from meeting Krishna. And natural for a mother-in-law. It's natural for a mother-in-law. And not only the mother-in-law, she also has a sister-in-law. She's even worse. She's always trying to find out that something is wrong with her relationship with Krishna. And in this way, the love becomes more and more intensified. Therefore, less informed people thoroughly misunderstand Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. They think it's immoral. They think it's immoral because they don't know who Krishna is. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Proprietor. So, is there anything wrong if the proprietor wants to enjoy his property? No. But they say, no, she's married, why she's having an affair with Krishna? Why Krishna is having a relationship with her? The thing is that even if she is married, then the point is Krishna is the husband of her husband. Meaning Krishna is the proprietor of her husband even. So that's why it's very important that before we delve into Krishna's relationship with Radharani, we first of all understand who Krishna is. That Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what we have to clearly understand. Otherwise, if we think that Krishna is an ordinary person, then yes, our whole calculation will be wrong. There is a very wonderful way of understanding it or looking at it. How many of you know that the material nature is a reflection of the spiritual nature? Please raise your hand. Okay, I'm in a very learned assembly. So, this material nature is a reflection of the spiritual nature. Now, how does the reflection look like? It's perverted, upside down. So, what is actually the topmost? In the real thing, in the reflection, that will be the lowermost. Right? So, the topmost relationship of Krishna is in Vrindavan with Srimati Radha and the other gopis. Now, when it is reflected in the material nature, this is the worst kind of relationship. It's a perverted reflection, upside down. If Radharani is married to somebody and if Krishna is having a relationship with her, that's the highest spiritual relationship. But in the material nature, when a man has a relationship with somebody else's wife, that is the most abominable relationship. Therefore, we have to understand that this is the topmost region of the spiritual sky, displaying the most wonderful relationship between the Lord and His topmost devotee. Srila Sanatana Goswami has established that point very nicely in his Brihad Bhagavatamrita. How many of you read Brihad Bhagavatamrita? Okay. And how many of you want to read it now? Very good. And I think you'll want to read it even more after I tell you what I'm going to say. Brihad Bhagavatamrita has two parts. The first part is describing Narad Muni's search for the topmost devotee. So Narad Muni started his search in the confluence of Ganga and Jamuna in Prayag, which is known as Allahabad now. There, Narad Muni saw a Brahmana very nicely worshipping his Shalagram Shiva. And after worshipping the Shalagram, the prasadam that he offered, elaborate arrangements he made for prasad. Those prasad he distributed among the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and others. And then finally, along with his family members, he took the prasadams. Seeing that Brahmana's devotion, Narad Muni was extremely impressed. So Narad Muni told him, he could just contain himself. He just went up to him and in an excited way he started to tell him, you are such a great devotee, I am so happy that finally I found you. But what did the Brahmana say? The Brahmana felt very embarrassed. He said, no, I am not the greatest devotee. The greatest devotee is that Kshatriya king in South India. Although he is a king, and before that he said, you see, I am a Brahmana, this is my occupation, what I am doing is I am meant to do, I am supposed to do. But this king, although he is a Kshatriya, a warrior, a king, but all his time he is just constantly engaged in serving God. So hearing that, Narad Muni immediately approached to the king. You see, Narad Muni has the ability to travel anywhere he wants to go, at a mind speed. He just thinks and he is there. So Narad Muni just appeared to the king. And the king and Narad Muni started to glorify the king as the greatest devotee. But then the king said, no, I am not the greatest devotee. The real devotee is Indra. So Narad Muni, I'm just quickly going through that. Narad Muni immediately went to Indra and started to glorify Indra. Then Indra said, no, I'm not the greatest devotee. Who am I? Just see, I have so many times, I make so many mistakes. I even failed to recognize the Supreme Personality of God and you call me a devotee. But the Lord is so merciful that He forgives all my offenses that I committed in His lotus feet. The real devotee is Brahma. So Narad Muni went to Brahma and started to glorify him. Then Brahma became very embarrassed. He said, no, Narad, I am not the greatest devotee. The greatest devotee is Lord Shiva. So Narad Muni then went to Lord Shiva and told him, oh, you are such a great devotee, you are the greatest of all. The Lord Shiva said, look, why are you embarrassing me, calling me a devotee? Don't you know what I did? I just give quick benedictions to the demons and they cause so much trouble and the Lord has to come Himself here. I cause Him so much distress and you call me a devotee. Then Lord Shiva told Narad Muni that the real devotee are the residents of Vaikuntha. So, and then Narad Muni was about, then Lakshmi Devi said, yes, and among all the residents of Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Devi is the greatest devotee. Narad Muni was just about to leave for Vaikuntha. Then Lord Shiva said, even greater than the residents of Vaikuntha is Prahlad. So Narad Muni then went to Prahlad Maharaj. Then he started to glorify Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I am not a great devotee. Whatever devotion I displayed, it was just a childish thing. As a child, I just displayed some attachment to the Lord, and the merciful Lord protected me all the time. But as far as devotion is concerned, I have none. See, what service did I render? I never rendered any service to the Lord. But look at Hanuman. He is the greatest devotee for the kind of service he has rendered. Then Narad Muni went to Hanuman and started to glorify Hanuman as the greatest devotee. Hearing that, Hanuman started to cry. He said, why are you inflicting more pain into my already pained heart? Don't you see that the Lord has rejected me? He has gone away. I am separated from Him. And in His separation, I am just constantly shedding tears. The real devotee of the Pandavas, see how the Lord always with them and is protecting them all the time. So Narad Muni then went to the Pandavas. The Pandavas said, no, we are not the real devotees. The real devotees are the residents of Dwarka. Krishna has become their relative. Krishna is constantly with them. And they also treat Krishna as their own. So what an inconceivable good fortune they have achieved. So because they are the greatest devotee. So Narad Muni went to Dwarka. And he started to glorify the residents of Dwarka. Then they said actually the greatest devotee is Uddhava. So where is Uddhava? Uddhava is in the inner chamber of the Lord. So Narad Muni went to see Uddhava. And when he went to see Uddhava, he found that Krishna did not get up. Although it was quite late, Krishna didn't get up that morning. He was covered himself from head to toe with the chadar. And so when he asked, everybody was in great anxiety. Krishna didn't get up. And they started to express their anxiety in this way. And hearing that, Krishna started to cry. And that actually the queens of Dwarka were describing how Krishna's mind, Krishna's heart is always in Vrindavan. Although he is in Dwarka, but his heart is in Vrindavan. Krishna, when he is awake, always is absent-minded, as if his mind is somewhere else. And at night, when Krishna goes to sleep, in dream, Krishna calls out to the residents of Vrindavan, the cows of Vrindavan, as if Krishna has now gone to Vrindavan. So when Krishna heard this description, Krishna fainted. And when Krishna fainted, everybody became very concerned and they started to cry. And hearing their cry, Ugrasen and others came running from Sudharma assembly. And so at that time, Brahma suggested to Garuda. Brahma first told Vishwakarma that you create a new Vrindavan. And he told Garuda, you take Krishna to Vrindavan. And Balaram dressed up Krishna like a cowherd. And Balaram himself also dressed as a cowherd. So he took Krishna on the Garuda and they flew into New Vrindavan on the other side of Dwarka, in an island. So then Balaram woke up Krishna. Krishna, wake up. So Balaram woke up Krishna, and Krishna woke up and said, you know what, Balaram, I had such an amazing dream today that I saw that in some place I became the king. And there I got married to 60,000 girls. And Balaram said, okay, it's already so late, let's go. And in New Vrindavan, there were the murtis of different Vrindavan personalities. And the way Krishna started to deal with them, Mother Jashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Subal, Sridham, Vasudham, and then Radharani, seeing that, Narad Muni could understand that Radharani is the greatest of all devotees. The way Krishna was dealing with her. So that's the first part of Brihad Bhagavatam. Should I go to the second part?
Yes.
Or is it getting late?
No.
You sure? Okay. I'll try to be brief. Second part describes the journey of a cowherd boy from Govardhan back to the spiritual sky, back to Goloka. This boy received mantra from his guru. He was a cowherd boy. He used to tend cows along with his friends in the forest of Govardhan. But there he came across this person who was very affectionate towards them. And one day he told him to go and take bath in Jamuna and come to him, and he would give him something very precious. So he gave him the mantra, Gopal mantra, and told him how to chant the mantra. And from that time Gopkumar just started, his name is Gopkumar. So he started to chant the Gopal mantra. And while chanting the Gopal mantra, he lost interest for everything else. He didn't like to tame the cows, play with his friends, stay at home. All he wanted to do is just chant the mantra all the time. And so one day he decided to leave that place because that place was causing so much impediments to his chanting. So then he came to a kingdom where he found there's a beautiful temple built by that king, and the king personally takes care of the deity so nicely. So Gopkumar liked that place so much that he just started to stay in the temple. The whole day he used to stay in the temple, seeing the deities, seeing how the deities be worshipped, seeing how the devotees are offering their respects to the deities, how the king is taking care of the deities. And at night he would just lie down in one corner and spend his night. So in this way he was spending his time there. And then eventually the king died and he did not have any successor to the throne. So the ministers, while searching for a suitable person to ascend the throne, found all the divine kingly qualities or signs in the body of Gopakumar. So they made Gopakumar the king. So Gopakumar became the king, but his whole attention was to take care of the deities. But then Gopakumar heard that the Lord is being worshipped on the bank of the saltwater ocean, on a mountain called Blue Mountain, Nilaturi. So then he decided to go there. So he went to Jagannath Puri and he started to stay there. There also, the ministers made him the king. And then he got to know about the Lord being personally worshipped by Indra. And the Lord personally receives his offerings as his younger brother, Upendra, Bhavanadev. So hearing that, Gopakumar desired to see how the Lord is worshipped by Indra. And as he desired, with the potency of the mantra, he was elevated to the heavenly planet. And eventually there also he became Indra. He became the king of heaven. Then he got to know about some higher planetary systems where the saintly personalities worship the Lord through sacrifice and meditation. And in this way he went to Maharloka, then to Janaloka, then Tapaloka, then Satyaloka. In Satyaloka, the planet of Lord Brahma, Gopakumar became Brahma. And then he met his spiritual master, and the spiritual master instructed him to go back to Vrindavan. So Gopakumar went back to Vrindavan, and there he started to chant the mantra, and as a result of that, one day he found that he was being carried in a vehicle that's moving with a tremendous speed. And he saw that even Satyaloka disappeared out of his vision. Then he came to the outer coverings of the universe. First the covering of earth. And there he saw that Mother Earth, along with her associates, worshipping Varahadev. Then he went to the next layer, water. There he saw water personified is worshipping the Lord as Meena, fish incarnation. Then fire, he found the Lord being worshipped as Vaishnavar, Lord of fire. And then he saw gradually Lord is being worshipped as Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Shankarshan. And then finally he came to the outer covering of Maya. There he saw Maya personified. Maya is worshipping the Mohini Murti of the Lord. And Maya Devi told him, why are you leaving? Stay here with me. But Gopakumar offered obeisances to her and asked her for her blessings and mercy so that he can go to her, serve her brother. Krishna is Maya Devi's brother. So in this way Gopakumar then went out of the material nature, came to Brahma Jyoti. And beyond Brahma Jyoti he came across Lord Shiva, surrounded by his associates. the associates invited him to stay with them. But Gopkumar excused himself, went further to Vaikuntha. And in Vaikuntha he saw the Lord standing as he was approaching there. So seeing that, he started to offer his prayers. But that person, upon hearing the prayers him being addressed as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he just covered his ears. He said, I am not the Lord, I am not the Lord. I am just his eternal servant. Saying that, he just ran inside the gate. Then he saw a couple came riding on a spaceship. So he saw this is the Lord with his eternal consort Lakshmi Devi. So as he started to offer his prayers, that person also felt extremely embarrassed and started saying, I am not the Lord, I am not the Lord. And he ran inside. Then finally one person took pity upon him and took him to the Lord. And the Lord was so pleased to meet him. When he was in Vaikuntha, the residents of Vaikuntha asked him, why are you maintaining the earthly form? You also assumed the four-armed form. But Gopkumar was not interested in this four-armed form. So then Gopkumar gradually went from Vaikuntha, he went to Ayodhya, then he went to Dwarka. In Dwarka he was receiving such a mercy of the Lord along with the Queen. But still his heart was not fully content. So one day Narad Muni came there and he saw him and asked him, hey, you are in Dwarka, you are receiving so much mercy of the Lord, so how come your heart is still not content? Then he said, actually I know I am so fortunate, but still I don't know why. My heart is always hankering for a young boy who wears peacock feather on his head, who plays flute, wears a flower garland, and he tends cows and plays with his friends. I don't know why I'm so attracted to him. So Narad Muni told him that you are actually attracted to Krishna. So in order to go to Vrindavan, you have to go to the earthly Vrindavan. And in the earthly Vrindavan, you perform Sankirtan. Call out to the Lord by His name with all the love of your heart. So Gopkumar came back to the earth planet from Dwarka, spiritual Dwarka. And he started to chant the holy name of the Lord. And as a result of that, one day he saw the Lord, he saw Krishna. And as soon as he saw Krishna, he just went to meet him, to embrace him. And he almost caught the end of Krishna's chadar. He almost caught Krishna's chadar, but he slipped out of his hand and Krishna disappeared behind the bush. So Gopkumar, feeling so sad upon getting Krishna and now losing him, he fainted and his body rolled down to Jamuna. When Gopkumar regained his consciousness, he found that he was moving at a tremendous speed as if he was being carried in a vehicle. And then he arrived in Golok Vrindavan. When he arrived in Golok Vrindavan, it was the afternoon. And he found that some girls were picking flowers. So he went to them and asked them where the house of Nanda Maharaj was. No response from them. And he started to wonder, are they all deaf? Or are they so absorbed in the thought of Govinda that they don't have any external consciousness? So wherever he went, he found the same situation. No one was listening to him and responding to him. So then one lady took pity upon him and she told him, well, Krishna has gone to the pasturing ground to tend the cows. Anyway, that is the house of Nanda Maharaj there, and Krishna will be coming back soon. So Gokumar went there, and then he found that everybody is looking at in one direction. And then he first saw the dust was flying in the horizon. And then he heard the mooing of the cows and laughter of the boys. And then he saw Krishna and Balaram coming back with their friends and the cows. When Gokumar saw Krishna, he just ran to meet Krishna. And when Krishna saw Gokumar, he also ran to meet him. And they both embraced each other. And Krishna started to tell him, my friend, where have you been all this while? I've been missing you so much. And I'm so happy that you came back. While speaking like that, Krishna fainted. When Krishna fainted like that, everyone thought, oh, is this a demon? But then did he come to hug Krishna? The cowherd boys became ready to beat him up. But then Balaram came and seeing Krishna, he could understand what happened. So he told Gokumar to chant Krishna's name into his ears. So with all the love of his heart, when Gokumar chanted the name of Krishna into his ears, Krishna opened his eyes. Krishna came back to his senses. Then he took Gokumar to his house. In this way, the journey of this cowherd boy was completed. It goes on describing what they did after that. So this is such a wonderful book. In these two parts, Sanatana Goswami is actually giving the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore it's called Brihat Bhagavatamrita. The great nectarian description of the activities of Krishna and his devotees. So in this way also it is established that Srimati Radharani is the topmost of all the devotees of Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani ki Jai, Gaur Premanand.